Jump in, say hi, let me know that you're joining me for today's Memory Lane event, where we're just going to take a peek at some of my finished layouts in hopes that they inspire you in your own scrapbooking. It really is amazing the inspiration that you can find right within our own finished pages, right? And of course, within that, hopefully just remind how beautiful this hobby is, because it really is. It's a really wonderful hobby and a chance to reflect and visit some memories, but also be inspired all over again. So join me for this Memory Lane Monday, and we are going to pull out some of those completed pages, like I mentioned, take a close look at it with a fresh eye, and also maybe talk about some tips and ideas. Typically, we try to do about like 5 layout shares. I have this finished album that I did for my daughter, Madison, for a Christmas gift. Kind of last minute, vigorously did it. It's quite full, so we're going to flip through this as fast as we can because I have been promising to share this album with you guys. And then I'm going to have to ship it to her because I told her that I was going to keep it until I had a chance to share this with you guys. Some of the pages are very simple. Some of them hopefully, again, like inspire you, but it was a fun project, and you guys probably have a project similar to this that you're probably working on, and it's definitely a labor of love, that's for sure. I'm excited to share it with you guys. All right, so let's take a look at this, and like I said, discover new ways to use what you have, but at the same time, be inspired and gain that instant inspiration. All right, so let me double check, make sure everything is flowing over. Oh, we're there. Okay. So these are like, it's a fun little behind the story. I kind of started with this. Like I said, this was a gift. So all the journaling I left for Madison and Cole to fill it in. But if I did have any videos, I included QR codes. This is kind of a personal story, so I'm not going to go into it. So I'll talk less about the memories per se, but more about the details and the elements. So here I used, and maybe I'll pull over my templates a little bit just to kind of have, we'll see how quickly I can multitask here. But this placemat, guys, is so much fun. I use this placemat here as like a photo mat to do this quick one pager. Never can go wrong with rings. Place this down. Remind you, I did this with the help of Abigail. She did some pages as well. Like 3 or 4 days, we spent some evenings after work, probably 1 or 2 nights till like 2 a.m. finishing these pages. But love the placemats for this quick one pager. Can't go wrong. And then I just, of course, added one more layer of the scallop edge behind here. I love doing that, by the way. I love taking whatever, if it's the border and adding one more layer behind. If it's like a fun little decorative edge, adding one more layer behind. That one extra layer, give or take 5 or 8 minutes that it takes you to do it, really enhances your pages. So I love that. And then I pulled out my stickers that I'm still honestly trying to work through. Kind of just like paper stash, although the paper stash is a lot bigger than my sticker stash, but still I have these old, stickers that I'm still trying to work through. So that's fun when you want to customize it. Just takes a little bit of effort on that. So another fun page. For me, I started with a lot of their dating pictures. I stole a lot from social media. Thankfully, they're there, and this is just fun, showcasing their college days and stuff like that. And so put the little why they're attending BYU right now. Both of them are going to college. So it's a fun season of life for them, really fun season of life. So another quick one pagers, and I had, again, some pictures they took like 1 or 2 of, which just is perfect for a one pager. If I had more than that, like once I get to their wedding ones, clearly like 2 pagers were great for that. But I didn't really have any rhyme or reason like how these would go into the albums. I just when I finished the pages, I just decided where to slide them in. I knew that I wanted their dating ages to be towards the beginning of the album, and then of course their wedding as they lead to that wedding towards the back end of this page or album. So I really don't know the dates on these. Like I said, I left all of this blank in this case, but looking at the designs, I took the scraps of paper that I had, really took advantage of my stash, and built that up. Actually, I think Abby did this page. I'm like looking at it and I'm like, she was excited to try the Starburst herself, which was a fun tip we did in the community. You can never go wrong with a good Starburst page. I really think it's just lovely. And because of the sunset, it was just, we wanted those warm tones. So I love the layer she did there though, really cute. Another quick pager here. And I will say, I look at this page now and I just think, I don't know, I feel like if you move this over and spread it across a 2-page, I might have to make a sketch or something with this because I just think that would be so fun. I'd probably actually even add a little movement here towards the bottom. I think that would be so fun too. So lots of fun pages, quick pages. That was the goal here. Nothing too technical, nothing too complex, just quick one-pagers due to the limited time. And in some cases, just utilizing what paper stash, not overthinking it either. Luckily, I had some past paper. I loved this kit from the Kiwi Club. I think it was called the Golden Age, I think is what it was called. I had just a little bit of paper, but I'm glad I had it because it really helped kind of ground this picture of them lighting lanterns. I think this would be another fun page to try. I remember the night I was doing it thinking, oh, I would love to try another alternative version of this page, but it worked. It worked. And this is nature. And so, of course, nature is a really fun flower. And so what you do with that, if you've never tried this little simple technique, guys, so simple. I'm trying to find nature. I'm not going to be able to find all my templates. I don't know why I amuse the idea that I think I can at the same time as sharing. I'm not that creative at multitasking, but what you do is you take the flower and then you cut it into a swirl. Can you guys see that? Let me see if I can get this closer for you guys. And you just cut it into swirl. We've done this a few times on pages, so it was fun just to pull out some of those previous tasks and techniques that I've done and just, include them into these pages for her album. I'll try not to move too much. I realized I bumped around. Okay, and then here, pulling out some, again, a classic template, Blossom, the hearts from A Live Life, I think is what it was called. Yeah, again, don't quote me. But I really loved how those just kind of, really kind of was like a really fun stage for these pictures to be tucked inside of. And again, you'll notice on this page, I did tuck the pictures. I did not lay them on top of my borders or my other elements, my layers here, because I want that movement to be represented. So have fun tucking. I know that some people, this is a common question I get where people are like, I just have a hard time tucking my pictures or even tilting my pictures. Hopefully seeing this page is a good example of how it really adds inclusion into the page versus like your pictures being kind of off on its own and the other elements. I'm always a big fan of kind of bringing that all together almost in like a formatted layering collage look. So, and again, I tried every once in a while to make sure to include that title card of some kind so that she can include her own sentiments. Hexagons. Oh my gosh, guys. Every time I see hexagons right now, it's just fresh on my mind because of course we have hexagons in the shop. They're unvaulted. They're going fast. What are we, mid-March right now, guys? Happy St. Patty's Day, by the way. We have some fun sales coming your way this evening. So keep an eye in your inbox for some lucky deals. But with that said, hexagons is unvaulted. And I will say this is just another fun prime example where it doesn't have to be overcomplicated. Again, one pictures make it easy. I will say that like one pictures are no brainers. But at the same time, those hexagons create such a great backdrop. And you'll see that we just kind of took the hexagons, did this, added a picture, journal card, little details, and a nice little mini border to frame that in. And it does a trick. So I'm hoping while I'm sharing these layouts, you can see it's fun to have little techniques here and there, but it does not have to be something that's so out of the box every time. Actually, even coming to this page, when I had a set of 3 pictures, I really, again, because this project, I didn't overcomplicate it. I think I picked out this paper and I had only a few left from a previous page I did. So I think that's why I decided to trace this adorable flower from the designer template. I should get my phone and just be looking these up on the app while we go. But this one is super fun. I loved that template. And so, of course, instead of cutting it on paper, I just traced it, right? So fill in the space, traced it. And then I wanted to balance that kind of stylistic choice of adding that doodling. So I traced it here and then doodled here at the bottom, where I just took the border, right? And I'll just pick any border just to kind of emphasize that too. Simple techniques, nothing too crazy, especially for these pages in this project. So where you like trace it out of paper, right? Which is where I got this layer. But then if you want to add a little detail, you just use the same template, pull it down and use a fine point pen and you can doodle it. And I just put some X's on here. I don't do that often, but it seemed to call that for this page. So love my doodling pen. Can never go wrong. It's simple, it's easy, inexpensive, practical, and effective. It makes an impact without too much overwhelming and still make those pictures front and center, right? Love it. Okay, I was so excited just to do any kind of fall pages. I think there's a few more in here, I feel like. I don't know. Actually, I'm pretty sure that Abby did this page. So again, just another really cute one. I should probably make Abby come join me for this live. Can you hear me, Abby? Yeah, she shook her head and shook her head this way. Do you want to come chat really fast? You could share thoughts that you had on your pages too. I'm trying to remember some things. Either way, this leaf, anytime I can use this big leaf from the Made with Love collection, I always am excited about it because 1, I'm really biased when it comes to fall. And 2, I just think it's such a fun template to do. And it creates again, that backdrop because of its size, because of its nature. If you don't use the cutouts, which in this case we didn't, then creating that foundation, that backdrop, and then just a few pictures really cements your page in a very visually appealing way. And so you can see that often the same approach and the same kind of really design element approach as far as the structure of the page. The structure of the page just shifts what design elements you're using based off the themes. But I would say just talking this out loud, I'm seeing like similar, right? When I talk similar patterns being used in related to some of these one pictures, one pages, repeatable things. Find the structure that inspires you, and you don't always have to reinvent the wheel. A lot of times the reinventing of the wheel comes with the paper that you're using, change the paper, change the look, but also it comes with, instead of a hexagon creating that foundation, we're going to use a large leaf to create that foundation, right? So that structure really is valuable in a lot of different formats and ways. I love that leaf. I'm going to put that back here. Anyways, feel free to come over here, Ev, and chat with me if you'd like.
Can I throw a comment as well?
Yeah, throw a comment up here. I'd love to see them. So did you pick out papers and the colors in your photos? Yes, Linda, we did. Mm-hmm. So what we did is we had this huge pile, right? Like huge pile. Do you want to be on video or you want to be?
I can go get a shower.
Oh, okay. You can choose. Huge pile of pictures to start with. I printed them off because I had this crazy idea like a few days before Christmas to make this happen. And then what I did is I went through the pictures and started to put together the ones that were from the same event, same day, right? Like I said, I noticed that Madison had a lot of pictures that were one selfies, and or like it seemed like threes were the other common that she seemed to have in a lot of her memories that she has that we were stealing from. And then from there, here, let me go back to the front view here. We ended up kind of passing off task.
Yeah.
It
was a lot of like, which ones do you want to do? Okay, I'll do these ones. It was
Yeah.
definitely a lot of tag teaming. And it was very satisfying and also overwhelming watching that stack of photos.
Yeah.
And we were like, are we even making any progress?
Until the end. Until the end,
it was like that much.
we started seeing the progress come into light. But okay, let me grab that for you. So yeah, it was us, you know, I would pick one that I felt emotionally. I would be like, well, I kind of want to scrapbook a fall one right now.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would pick fall paper. So it wasn't necessarily too hyper focused on, I would say, the colors in the pictures.
Just more the inspiration.
Yeah, it was
because
more.
That's what I did too. Is I looked at photos and if I had an idea come to my mind instantly, I worked with it.
Yeah. So like, I'm just gonna backtrack. So like food, we went for food paper.
Yeah.
We went for like orchard flower. We went for orchard flower paper. Yes, it happened to work like her pink in this, so that like drew us to a specific paper line that had flowers on it. But it was the flowers in the orchard that made us start to look for that type of paper, you know. And then of course this Starry Night, we were looking for blues.
I remember you working really hard on this one, and you had multiple ideas. And again,
I know I would put this one. It was the yellow that drew me to look in my stash by yellows, and I do keep my paper by. Here, David, let me see that pin so I can write that down for you.
Okay. Thank you.
I keep it like, okay, so I have 4 buckets of my paper and I keep it by seasons. So I have my brights, more like summer colors, my pastels, spring colors, my falls, more, you know, fall colors, and then my winter, Christmas, holidays, things like that. That is an extent that it's organized, but I do like to keep my paper that way for kind of to match what we're talking about. I look at my paper and I say, oh, yellows, and then I will, you know, grab some or look for more of the bright in my summary kind of things. Hopefully that helps. But yeah, hopefully that answers your question. Okay, so let me get this for David really fast. 9, 7, 4, 9. Okay, here you go, Dave. Multitasking. I gotta pick this up or we're never gonna get through this. You guys are gonna be like, oh, okay.
This was a fun one. Is the screen back down?
Yeah, it's back down. So, okay. And then, yeah, so this one you did, and you pulled out the palm leaves. And I love those ones from the Aloha and then the thing. And then you did it
was definitely a challenge because I didn't actually like this paper at first. And then it grew on me as I designed with it. And it was definitely a challenge because usually I feel like in my head, it's like, don't do patterned paper as a background.
Which we talked about it. I remember when you started that page, but you wanted that mood to be there.
But then,
and I was limited what I had in my stash related to like tropical.
But you can see like we pulled it in. Because of the pattern, we were able to do
the more solids
and add a lot more personality to of like really making it a little bit more busy.
This one we were like, what do we do? They're wearing like masks, and I was like, relax.
Right.
So we were like, okay, let's do that. So it was kind of fun to match the mood and the paper to the elements on the thing too. The light's a little dark. Sorry about that, guys, but hopefully it works. Snow, that was fun. I actually was. We were fighting over this one. Who was going to do this one because because I wanted to use the penguins again.
I wanted the penguins.
I was like, I want to create with the penguins again. I want to create with that.
Well, and I just really like the snowflakes because I love anything where you can kind of take a bunch of the same thing and then make it different.
Yeah.
And so snowflakes are fun in that way that you can customize each one. Anything that can customize is
So
a
Abby
lot of
did
fun.
these ones. She won that battle. I let her have it. But this one was fun because you know how I was talking about how I took the pile, and if the same themes happened or the events, those were easy to match up and like. So what I did, I'm trying to think how to explain this. Like, you know, when you have your pile, we just created our pile of pictures, and then I kept rotating the pictures. Right? Like kept rotating the pictures, and we had this huge pile where it was just like somewhere this way, just to kind of separate the events. This specific event, I took all of their moments where they've gone together on a date and to the temple and stuff for them. That was something that they really enjoyed doing together. So that was fun.
It was fun.
Yeah.
Engagement photos.
Cherry says, you have me using my pens again. I stopped bringing them to crops and some even dried out, but I'm back to doodling. And usually is dotting the I's and crossing the T's to a page. It really is. Like sometimes it's just
That's a good way of
one
actually putting that. Yeah.
It's just that last detail sometimes, but you got to be careful. Like not all pages I feel like scream doodling. And when I say be careful, because there is like, I think a point where you're like, okay, enough doodling. Like you got to stop. But there's something therapeutic about that final step when you look at your page and you just add a little doodling. And I mean, my most go-to is a black pen, a white pen. I mean, there's lots of colors of pens, but basic black pen, white pen. And those are what I use in my essentials. So do you sell butterfly templates? Yes, Paula, we have butterfly templates. Definitely go over into the shop. You can search butterfly, but also in the accessories, there's some, I think the ones that come to my mind, just Blossom has one. Nature Walk. If you don't have Nature Walk, actually, I use Nature Walk on this layout.
These butterflies were hole punches, punch out.
The smallest one, but I layered them on top of other ones. Yeah. So this layout you guys seen before. I did this layout, but because we were running short on time, I saw their engagement picture. I was like, I'll just give them mine and re-scrapbook these. I will say I might now re-scrap it and take this page back. No, I love this page. I want
this page is fun. Like, look at all the different patterns. I love the way you carried over the photos onto the second page to kind of make it feel seamless.
Listen, I've done the same page in many different papers. In another video, you guys could check it out on YouTube and other places. But it did make it into Madison's gift. But I might re-gift it back.
A gift to myself.
Because these papers, this was pure scraps of paper that I accomplished this page, but it's amazing what just a few scraps of paper can do. So, or at least what I'm trying to imply is what a few scraps of paper can do, but how much you can stretch even just a few scraps of paper to make it feel like a really substantial page.
This one was fun. This one was based off of another layout, but just split it in half cardstock, half patterned, and then just decorated that halfway point. So
Betsy, Made with Love template. I'd have to go check. We could check that here.
I believe it is. It's the lace one. I think it is in stock.
Well, if you go to Kiwi Lane, go up to the products and click on search. That is the name of that template, and I'm telling you, it's a heavenly. I love that template. Like I said, anytime I can reach for that one, I know it's going to be fun. I just know I'm going to have a good time. So I'm like checking really fast for you, but we'll come back to that too. Yep, it's there. I'm not sure. I think that one's an older one, so I'm not sure how much we have left of it, but it is there and you'll love it. You will love it. Okay, so going back here, we're about to hit into like the amazing, the pocket pages because there was like,
we have so many pictures. What do we do with all of them? Pocket page.
Yeah, we had so many wedding type of memories and we were running out of time. So at this point, definitely pocket pages came into picture. We started with their invitations and then her bridal shower.
This is a fun way to scrapbook any wedding invitation. Yeah,
it was fun to include them in that page kind of as that beginning, which is where like we started that. And then set up, we did pocket pages. Literally, we're like, we got to throw some pocket pages in there. So just the dinner pocket pages. Then this a cute little one pager that Abby did. I don't think I would have been able to finish this in 3 days without you. It would have been like never possible. And then again, we're kind of like reaching for our stash. I will say I did have the Kiwi Club, one of the Kiwi Club shipped to me early from March, which I ended up using for this kit.
We used like 2 of those.
Yeah, 2 of those packs.
Yeah.
The paper packs we did. But this isn't the Kiwi Club.
This was a beautiful ride.
Beautiful ride one.
The paper kit.
Yeah.
Beautiful ride, yeah.
And again, I went back at the end and I went through and I grabbed any videos that I had and I did add QR codes. That probably took like 2 or so hours just to do that.
We definitely didn't pull punches.
No, and the QR codes, we in our community, Barbara, go search video QR codes. Actually, underneath in the community, the circle, are you in the circle community? Underneath Inspire and Be Inspired section, there's a section that's called Photo and Video Tips. And that's where that QR article lives, is underneath Photos and Video Tips, because pretty standard. Again, I repeat the kind of similar tips on pretty much a lot of my pages. And I just incorporated those into this project. I was like, same kind of tips that I share with you guys often, just quickly bang some pages out. So
definitely makes it interactive.
I will say this, just again, these little details of layers, like there's nothing really too fancy to share with you guys, except for this project. It doesn't need to be too complex. We don't need to really rethink every little detail. And you really can use what you have in your stash. And sometimes it's just going the extra 5 to 10 minutes. Like I was going to say the extra mile, but a mile makes it sound like, an extra, like a long time, right? Like it really isn't that way sometimes on a layout. Sometimes it's on a layout, get the foundation done, add your pictures, and then stand back and just say, okay, what little details? Is it doodling? Is it like a little detail of ribbon? Is it just a little detail with one more little extra color or layer added? And that seemed to be our approach. We were like, we're going to get the backgrounds, the foundational elements, and then plug in the rest. So
do I get a wedding album when I get married?
I told her when we were Maddie's going to have to come and help me. So you got to get that figured out with that busy girl. No, I did say when we were scrapbooking this, I was like, this is a bad idea. This is a really bad idea, because I was like, I don't want my kids to be.
They have started.
I was like, this was one of those bad ideas that you're like, I should never have followed through on it. I've told you guys this before. Like for me, I love doing gifts like this, but when I scrapbook, I do not scrapbook multiple pages for my kids. I stopped that early on when I started to scrapbook. I saw the recommendation for that. I saw a lot of scrapbookers be like, oh, this is what I do. I scrapbook, like I have 3 kids and I scrapbook the same pages for all of them. And I think by the time I had my 3rd kid, I was like, no, like this is not going to happen. So for me, I'm very much, the pages are mine that I scrapbook. If there's something special, I'll do it for a page for them. Their first year, so their baby albums, they did all get one. But I think, again, because I was in the headspace that like I needed to do that. Now, like I don't really think along those lines anymore. I'm very much like the pages that I scrapbook, they're mine. They're all mine. And when I pass away, they can figure out what they're going to do with them. But I won't care by then. But I will care about all the joy that these pages brought me when I was scrapbooking them. And they help keep me connected to them as they leave my home as well. Okay. I am so chatty. Sorry, it's Monday. And this page was one of the last ones we did. Because we were like very limited on what paper we had left.
Which, because of the limitation, you see how we don't go all the way across.
Well, I was like, listen, I'm just going to kind of trim these down as small as I can and create just like a center focal point here. And
is this a mini border, or did you just use
that was a mini border.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a mini border, which we were doing the pre-sale for the mini borders at the time. So they were fresh on my mind as well. And I do love mini borders on 12 by 12 pages. It's so fun.
Just adds
so
fun.
fun.
Personality, yeah. So, okay, I am so chatty. Sorry, it's Monday. And this page was one of the last ones we did.
So, this page was one of the last ones we did. Because we were like very limited on what paper we had left. Well, I was like, listen, I'm just going to kind of trim these down as small as I can and create just like a center focal point here. And Exactly, Natalie. Each child has a scrapbook of them as a baby. I do not give scrapbooks as gifts. They are all mine. Good. I'm not the only one. Like I said, I think at some point I just transitioned out and I was like, because for me, the last thing I'll say on that, scrapbooking really is for me like my retreat, my escape, my reconnecting, my rekindling, my grounding. It anchors me. And so for me, I really don't want to make my scrapbooking feel like a task, a to-do list. And I understand why we do. And I think that there's value in feeling like I want to get as many pictures and memories documented as possible. I just think that there's so much also benefits just in the time, just in the creating, just in the remembering, even if it's just a 1 page here or 2 pages there. That is so valuable and so important. And it's me that's getting rewarded from that. Do you know what I mean? As a scrapbooker myself. So I will encourage my kids to pick up scrapbooking if they choose to do it for all of those benefits and those reasons, because life is crazy and it's chaotic and it goes so fast. Mm-hmm. But they can focus on theirs. Oh yeah, thanks. It's funny that you can see that. Okay, more wedding. Guys, listen, frame, lineup pictures. We've talked about this in Kiwi Club a lot about the photo placements of things. The photo lineup is a go-to if you have a lot of 4x6s.
Very simple.
Like you just can't go wrong with it. And this is, again, I think maybe the theme of this is don't overthink it all the time. I think a deadline makes you not overthink it, which we did have a deadline in this case. And yet still was seriously satisfying. We were seriously like, we looked at this finished thing and we were like, yes. we did that. Like, you know, we did that.
I think another note, something I've noticed in scrapbooking layouts, definitely putting borders back to back like this definitely creates a canvas for accessories. So definitely keeping that design tip in mind.
Just a little collage things of them. Yeah. This one was fun. I did this one, and I reached for the fancy frills because it's in the name, fancy, and I wanted a little fanciness, but not too, too technical. And so I went a little more fancy, I guess, if you can call it fancy. I added trim on this. I added the little rivel trim here, and I did add this little enamel dot swirls on the backdrop and threw those in. So I threw in a few little extra details into the little swans. This is March Kiwis Club. We created this layout, this layout, this layout. That one didn't. This layout. I'm just gonna go.
This one too.
This no.
The best man one.
Oh yeah, this was March. That one wasn't. This one was again. This one was again. So we totally took advantage of that.
See,
paper.
but this one was
Sorry, I'll go back really quickly. Okay, all right. I will pick up a little bit more. I know I keep saying that. I'm like, maybe a full album. I'm gonna go for it. We're gonna keep going. This was fun.
Yeah.
I want to redo this and not necessarily have to be a wedding page, by the way.
Photo shoot?
Yeah. Wow. Oh, I have so many pictures with flowers with you already.
I know, but still, it's kind of funny how sometimes it's reversed. Like, sure, you can take pictures and you're like, oh, what layout will I do with this? But then sometimes you're like, oh, I want to do this kind of layout. What photos do I need to take to do this kind of layout?
Whatever inspires you. Like, whatever. Listen, I told my husband sometimes, I really want to do a Disney page. We have to go to Disneyland.
That's good, funny, yeah.
So this whole, the whole sentiment of, well, I think it's true still for some scrapbookers, but not for me anymore. But this whole sentiment where we used to see it all over the place, one picture for $20 to a page because all of the excessiveness of embellishments that people put on their pages for one picture. I guess I took it to a whole nother level where it was like, one page for a Disneyland trip. So what? Thousands of dollars.
that page was worth $1,000.
1,000 of memories. Oh, too funny.
No, but the flowers coming out is just definitely one of my favorite. It's
By the way,
you're creating your own unique border.
Yeah, I loved the strip of that with that coming up and the borders under that. That was fun when we. Yeah. And I will say that was very much cherry picking from a variety of sets. I went to the DT checklist, and I just searched flowers. And then I just started grabbing all the flowers and then mixing and matching all those flowers to create kind of this wildflower landscape.
You have what? Country, heartfelt, tiny plants.
This was from the bike one. What's that one called?
Beautiful Ride.
Beautiful Ride. Yeah. Yeah.
So
I've used that. I've used a lot of those.
There's definitely plenty of flowers to go around.
Yeah. But they always have light. Oh,
I think I did.
yeah. I didn't play that.
Wow.
There we go.
No, this one was a lot of fun. Again, the border didn't go all the way across, so you have fun white space that kind of frames the whole design. And then just playing with offsetting photos and not making them straight, and then using the size difference to kind of bring attention to different things, and then reflecting that, and then using the oval as a frame. The ovals is really, really fun, especially when paired with things like laurel crescents or briar crescents. Doesn't pair with it, does it? Or does that pair
It
with
can.
things?
I think definitely I've seen it mix and match
Again,
together on people's layouts in the community.
All of these things are designed with layering in mind to add depth, and so
Well, for you, instead of feeling like you need to reach too far. I smile every time I see ovals because they always remind me of old school scrapbooking, but to see it in a fresh new light with a new eyes. Lisa says, I gave my granddaughter's son-in-law a project I did specifically. Oh, missed it.
Sorry.
You lost it. Okay.
Here
We'll
it
go back to
comes.
that. Oh, I want to read it.
It
Especially
goes.
of a important occasion in his life, his appreciation of it made it really special. That's sweet. It meant more to me than any project. He said he didn't think anyone had ever made anything so special for him. Oh, I almost cried. That's so sweet and tender. Oh, that's so sweet. And to see the gratitude in it and stuff. Yeah, I did video Maddie and Cole opening this. We'll have to share that at some other time.
it was fun to watch them go through it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Madison's been around scrapbooking her whole life. Cole is like,
What is this?
kind of new to it. He's semi new to it. So he was more like, how do you do this? But yeah, it's definitely a labor of love. No doubt. Labor of love. This is the one that's in the March PDF for club members. So again, this is what I meant when I was talking about March's club kit and hexagons. I'm like, if anything, I'm a little worried we're going to overwhelm all of us in the community with so much options and so much inspiration, because there really is just an endless fountain
For real.
of inspiration that you can create in general. But like hexagons, I just feel like, I don't know, like it's awake inside of me. I just feel like this and this and this and this and this. There's so much you can do. So it's a good classic go-to timeless set. It's just so great. And whether it's soccer pages, wedding pages, family reunion pages,
Very versatile.
Disneyland pages. I keep looking at my husband. You think I'm going to win this Disneyland trip? Comment. I don't think I'm going to win it. Especially because we have another wedding coming up. I didn't mean to say that.
Someone's getting married this year. What it is.
I don't know. Who's gonna be?
That's why I said the wedding album comments. Wink, wink.
Oh, who needs sleep?
More information to come.
Who needs sleep? Yeah, more information to come.
Not officially engaged yet, but
sorry.
in the works.
My train of thoughts. I just share what I think, and they popped in my head because the train of thoughts.
You looked at me. I was like, oh, what she's gonna say.
Yeah. I had to have a reason why I can't go to Disneyland. Well, she's sitting right next to me.
It is me.
Oh, anyways, loved this page. I plan to create my own version of this page for my own albums and probably scrap lift this page, because why reinvent it? I loved how it displayed it. I guess I could create you another page and just duplicate the exact same page.
It's true. You know what? Maybe the gift is gift of time. And once after I'm married, I'll come over and we can scrapbook all of it together.
Deal.
Yeah. Instead of making Maddie do it, I'll do it myself and you can help.
Well,
me.
technically they didn't get it for their wedding, so don't be expecting that. They got
Right. Well,
they got it for
what wedding
Christmas.
pictures will I have before my wedding?
No, I know.
But
But maybe I should start with some of your engagements, because that was part of the.
Oh yeah, do it beforehand.
Listen, I'm not going to make any promises. the next few months are packed. But
this one was fun because
I will make sure we get you a complete album of your first year.
Perfect.
Together.
We have a lot of pictures just from our first year of dating. But
Yeah. And again, it's interesting because this generation, which again can't be nitpicking too much, they take great pictures. Or grateful that they just taken pictures, but you guys do. You take 2 or 3 pictures. Now, to add to that, to be fair, I do think a lot of that is because when it's just you and somebody else in a picture, you know, often for me, I'm trying to get like 5 people and a whole, you know, like if you took a trip, you would take more pictures.
Right.
Yeah. Or if you had a wedding, those are the moments you take a lot of pictures, right? Milestones, vacations, trips, active things. So best man.
Yeah.
This one, we needed some sense of, I wish I had a little different paper for it, but it still worked out great. You did this one.
I did. But this supporting is from the March kit too. So I was like, okay, this one I can pull on the blues and the greens to make it feel more masculine.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was fun.
And I will say again, every time I see lacy trims, there's just something so sentimental I love it. And you can't go wrong with it. It's fun to see it in more of like an elegant format than a summary file format. This was cute. Abby wrote this on the little chalkboard for Cole. And so we went and took a picture of it, and I made sure to include that here for future, documentation.
And the groomsmen room, I wrote Madison survival tips, and then a list of things to help Cole out when he gets in specific Madison situations.
Madisms. She says, when sad, make brownies and cuddle and let her cry. It's simple, guys.
It's so simple.
When angry, let her nap and prepare for an object class. You got to know Maddie.
You got to know Maddie.
Number 3, when annoyed, feed and compliment her. She's very simple. Just feed, nap, and rest.
Feed, nap, and just let her dog.
Listen to her object.
4, when overwhelmed, take her for a drive. Turn on the music. Take her for a drive, roll down the windows, and blast the music. When unsure of the future, pray for her. Yeah, there you go. Good luck, Abby. Very wise. Thank you. Very wise you are.
I've known Maddie for a while.
Yep, you have known her your whole life.
Yeah. Fun. Again, photo lineup, which is cute.
Easy go-to. Layering
the layering borders, yeah.
We scrap lifted this page.
Did we?
Yeah, we scrap lifted this from this digital idea book. I was like, I'm not reinventing the wheel. I was like, I'm just doing the exact page.
Not that hard. Just add your own flip on it.
Yep. No, you'll find this pretty much the same layout in this beautiful ride digital idea book, just with the different pictures.
Hexagons again. So good.
Photo lineup, because a lot of wedding pictures you don't get to trim down as much, and so again, it works great when you have like 4x6s, vertical, horizontal, that you want to kind of do. So quick little pager there. Another page.
Oh, this one was, she put the butterflies on it because Dad and Maddie's daddy-daughter dance was Butterfly Fly Away.
Yeah, and their videos are right. Yeah. Butterfly Fly Away. I will say using the banners was fun. It's in a little bit. I feel like we need to feature those again. We should feature those soon.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's been a minute since I created with those.
I recently used this one on a winter layout, and I really enjoyed using the.
Yeah, I like the banners. Yep. And then just bumping that right up next to a nice big photo mat. Really, honestly, we did some hearts just to kind of bring out the QR codes, and then a border, and then did the tracing like I told you, just trying to add a little bit more details, but then just let the rest. Simple.
This was from Safari.
Oh, I love that.
The frame
template.
is so cute. You can use it as a placemat. You can use it as a background. You can.
I honestly, every page I create with it stands out in my mind. Every page I create with it stands out. And I love taking the added frame and just popping that on top with that blue frame that I did there.
When you guys mentioned that you're doing a wedding album, Cherish is definitely.
This is actually from Party Time.
The cake is from Cherish, though, no?
No, it's from Party Time.
Really?
But Cherish is a good one
Go-to
too.
for wedding albums.
But I've used this for birthday cakes, wedding cakes, anniversary cakes. But yeah. And then I just used the fancy paper here so that I didn't have to do too much. We did fussy cut these little, because we needed something smaller, but I didn't have anything in my accessories, embellishments, I guess I should say. So we just like fussy cut those little flowers and stuck them on the cake to try to match something like that. That was a fun one. I mean, they're all fun.
I did this one.
Yep, you did this one.
So funny story, actually. Don't know if I'm allowed. So the top of this paper was cut into. And but I was like, but we need to make this work
for our background.
For our background.
We needed the background sheets.
Yeah, the tip of this.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait till the background bundles come.
You can.
Well, you can see it if you.
Yeah.
Was it this one?
Pretty sure. I think that's why I added the strip.
No, I don't think so. Well,
I think it was.
But yeah, there's been times.
So I just added the strip to cover the cutoff. But the movement on this is fun with the scallops and then the cascade trails.
And the little notes.
That was from
Madison surprised Cole and wrote a song for him.
Such a cute song.
It is. It's called I'm All In. We kept playing these videos. And so the whole time we had these little, we kept getting like the songs kept sticking into our head. We were like scrapbooking and then all of a sudden we're like hymning the song, songs, you know? Yeah. So yeah, good times. Keep us up, keep us going. Okay, so another pager, one pager, pockets. She ran into her friend.
A high school friend.
No, like middle school, elementary.
Middle school and high school. We
you guys moved in high school.
But like
it's been a long time. Yeah, it's been like 9 years since they've seen each other, and they end up running into each other when they were taking photography. They're
on the same day.
On the same day.
Are the chances?
Yeah, it's crazy. Okay, so this is a really fun idea. We threw these into because of time. I would have loved to do an actual like really fun page of these, but because of time, we threw them in pockets. But it's called a photo rush, you guys. It is such a fun idea.
I love that the photo you put on the photo rushes of Erin. I feel like that's appropriate.
It was. Where you have the bride and the groom sit down and you put on a song, you pick a song, and then the whole time that the song is playing, you like form this line and you just have people run up and they take pictures with groups of people. And so you almost get all of your guests into one picture or another picture. You know, some people didn't want to do it. For the most part, everybody was good sports about it. And they stood up and they could bring props with them. They could, you know, group things, settings. Just super fun. Yeah. And these two
met at the wedding and are now getting married next month.
Yeah.
How cute is that?
Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of fun to see them like kind of awkward.
I remember them. They were both awkward. Like, hi, you're kind of cute. And now they're getting married.
So just photo rush. Yeah. And there's
my to-be fiance.
Yeah. Anthony is his name.
Anthony. Cutie.
Might be watching, actually.
He might be. He
stalks her.
What did you just
I know.
Sometimes he likes to watch events that I'm on and then to text me random things like hinting at the fact that he watched the event. And I'm like, am I going crazy or is he being very oddly specific about Kiwi Lane products right now?
We just called you out, Anthony. Okay, at this point, that is what we got through. We put all the like dancing pictures, photo rush pictures, just random pictures. We did a quick page of them leaving, decorating the car. That was really fun, just doing a strip across the bottom, borders, tucking in again, those pictures.
Kind of great because that's what it feels like when you're leaving, right? You're going through the tunnel of love, right?
That's true.
And it kind of feels like that line of people on the way out.
I wish that's what went through my mind when we did it. I mean, maybe aesthetically it did, right? Like, I don't know. Sometimes we just do things naturally. We don't know. But even if we don't naturally, if it's not natural, you can always learn it too. So hopefully some of these ideas and tips can kind of percolate and again, inspire you when you're scrapbooking. And then reaching for similar things within reach. It doesn't, like I said, doodling again, took the rings, doodled them, layered some borders, this is the page you did.
I did this, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I love this frame. I think I used this one 2 or 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
But anything that can help, like when you do collages like this, I think it's so fun to add a frame or something that kind of
breaks it apart.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
instead of it all melding together.
Like even the photo corner things.
Yeah.
This was from Story, I
Mhm.
think, whatever it was. But yeah. And then a quick another pages, and these were, I think, after their marriage.
Yeah, dates they've been on.
I did this page live, and so then I did kind of get to cheat on this one because I already had the page done. I just added their pictures. I was like, that's what's done. Good job. But this was a fun idea. I can't remember who did this. Beth or someone in the community where they took creepy crescents and made a little heart. I thought it was the most adorable thing. This one was really fun too.
They dressed up as Velma and Freddy from
Yeah.
Scooby-Doo.
Mm-hmm. Again, pretty mini borders to the rescue here. Little details and just kind of anchoring with some backdrop, larger design, and they really backed it. So we ended up putting these 2 pages in here because it was a Christmas gift. So they were coming for Christmas. We gave them the album for Christmas, and I have the pictures. I was going to tell her she needs to add the pictures, but then she ended up. I said, "Can you just leave the album? I haven't had a chance to share it." And maybe you can take it when you go down. You to see her, but if you have room for it, that's the problem. They're heavy, right?
Yeah.
So we'll maybe need to print those pictures and add them. But the concept was, it's a Christmas gift. Let's make some Christmas pages, and then you can add the memories we're about to make together. And so clearly we've already made those memories, but they still need to be added. So noted, done. All right. Terry, I'm just catching the end of this. Is this going to be recorded? Yes. Yes, it should be there, Terry, for you. But lots of inspiration. Feel free to look through it, snap some pictures. I did not take pictures of all of these.
Too many.
But I'm excited that I finally got to share it with you guys. It definitely was like I said, project of labor of love. But also I think it's a good example of that. Not everything has to be too technical. You can do some simple pages, and like I said, that stack of pictures was a lot.
I think that we still have some left over.
Mm-hmm. And even then I was like, I'm glad that photo pockets can come in. I would love to actually really emphasize some of these pictures, but in this case it worked, but maybe if I had more time, I probably would have done less. But when you see how many 4x6s, especially during this photo rush, I was like, I don't know, pocket pages are great. And I knew specifically on the photo rush, she would want every one of those 4x6s because the whole point of it was
to have memories
just
of who was
every guest that came up and took pictures with you was in those. So, all right. Thanks, you guys. Thanks, Deborah. Thanks, Barbara. Tartan paper, is it Kiwi Lane? The tartan paper.
I think so.
That sort of Scottish pattern.
Oh no,
plaid.
that wasn't.
Which one?
This one. The one you used with North Pole.
Oh no, this
From
one.
Stash.
I'm like trying to remember. It was a recent collection. I want to say it's Echo Park. I don't remember what it's called though, but yeah, this is Echo Park on that. So, but this is when we were playing around with North Pole, and I literally can make, I don't know, so many of those because they're just so fun. And this little heart right there on this one, that was a fun little decorative thing to add to the little antlers.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I want to say that's Echo Park on that one. So a lot of these other ones were past club kits that I just had extras of. So great way to kind of put them to use. Mm-hmm. Like I said, when we had more of these playful ones, there is one little project that I have left. I will share it with you because maybe it will hold me accountable. If I tell you guys about it, then I have to follow through with it. You guys are welcome. I'm glad that you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, sorry, lots going on. I do still have, we just couldn't get through them all. I had some more of them dating.
Oh, the Lego ones.
Yeah, where's this page? So I
think you mentioned this on a live once.
I did already. But I don't know when this project's going to happen, but oh, there it is. I need to do this one. This is the last one I need to do. So looking at this, you want to move it back to the front, Dave? This was a fun date, and we wanted to get to this one, but we had no idea what to do with it. It was Legos. Madison planned this really cute date. Cole always talked about how he loved Legos as a kid, so she went and picked up a Lego set, and they went to the park for a date night. Then at Christmas time, I didn't scrapbook it at the time because I was like, you know, one, the album's already full. It was done. And our 3 days was up. When I say 3 days, it was like the evenings and a long Saturday.
Yeah.
It was like, we really like tried not to overthink the pages so we could just get them done.
Which again is a super fun challenge.
Yeah.
So.
But then we went out to the bookstore, and the bookstore had these Legos that you could buy a bag full of. And at first I was like, oh, it's kind of fun. It's Legos. Excuse me. And then I started thinking, oh, what if I get like the flat ones? They won't be too bulky in the page. And like, I can create like my own little, like, I don't know, design in the back. We're going to experiment this at some point. And I don't know, I'll put some paper between it. I don't know if it's going to be like.
I think you can do it. I believe in you.
I just don't know how these like pictures, if they're going to like ruin the picture, but I'll put stuff.
But you don't have to even connect them. You can just.
No, I know.
Put them on like, yeah.
Yeah. So guess what I have in my scrapbooking stash?
Legos.
I have Legos to scrapbook with eventually. But it was like $4 a bag. It was like, I was like, well, if not, I'll have some flat Legos. I only pick flat Legos. So the whole time they're looking at books, I'm like digging through this like Lego carton trying to find only flat ones. And I kept trying, and then finally David's like, we're ready to leave. And I was like, hold on, I still haven't finished my bag. And I kept being like, I want the cute colors, like the cute colors.
I think 3 or 4 helpers at the end. I'll try to find the cute colors.
The cute colors.
Anyways, excuse me. Well, thanks you guys so much for joining us again for this memory lane. We really do hope that it encourages you guys to, rediscover new ways to look at what you have created with fresh new eyes. It's amazing the inspiration that can be found, or again, create something if you find yourself overthinking, especially with 2025 being the year of let's not overthink it, right? Let's complete some pages, and we'll continue to inspire each other along those lines. But looking at your albums and finding new perspective, and also looking at your albums and finding that energy again, if you need it, right? Finding that enthusiasm, being enthusiastic about the memories and how precious they are, and that they get to kind of live on in those pages, but also you get to relive them when you scrapbook them. So it's not always about starting from scratch when you sit down to scrapbook. Definitely, I know it makes a difference for me to have the designer templates as those building blocks so that I don't have to feel like I'm starting from scratch every time.
Like Legos.
Yeah, like Legos.
Like Legos.
Like Legos. It literally is the same concept. And just see what just let it go and follow the flow and see what you can create and enjoy the process and benefit from all of the things that you can benefit from in this beautiful hobby, because it is amazing. It seriously is amazing. So thanks again, guys, for joining us, and we'll see you guys in the community.
Bye.
Bye, guys.